Hello, everybody. So, I definitely really want to talk about the season finale of American Horror Story. So, I have to say, I'm actually really impressed with the season. It was so well done, and I just I loved every episode. There was like a plot twist every episode, which they don't always do that. And I think the writers just really topped themselves with the season. It was so good. And also terrifying how much it really hit the reality of what we're going through and what could happen, and it's really creepy. Forgive me if I sound a little weird. I'm still getting over a cold, but I didn't want to wait to do the video, so bear with me with my voice. So I didn't get to do I didn't get to do a video for every episode. I just got really busy, and I figured I would just save a video for the finale, which there's definitely a lot to talk about. So I'm not going to be able to do a whole summary of the whole season, but I definitely want to hit some of the major points that happened. So, one thing that I will say first off, Allie's character, that changed a lot. I was really surprised. I mean, I had a feeling her character was going to grow out of her phobias, but like to an extreme, like completely the opposite of what she was. So she started off being afraid of clowns, and she was very paranoid. She couldn't stand like little holes, which I actually learned those are Sarah Paulson's actual fears, which is really interesting. We also see the relationship with Ivy, how it's actually really interesting. Like, you really get the impression that they love each other and care for each other at the beginning of the season, but then uh, so one theory I was right about, Ivy was a part of the cult. Practically every character was, not every character, but most of them. And so Ivy really betrayed Allie because she was upset that she voted for Jill Stein, the third party leader. The things that she does because of that, just it was really petty. She also didn't like that Allie was the one who got to be pregnant, and she was the one who got to bond more with Oz when he was a baby, so that was mainly why Ivy was very bent on destroying Allie, which still not a good reason. But Ivy, I actually thought Ivy was gonna change her tune and save Allie somehow at the end, but uh, one, Allie didn't need saving, and two, Ivy actually turned out to be quite the I'm not gonna say it, but like she seemed upset and sorry-ish about doing what she did to Allie, but then after Allie joins the cult and their son almost gets in danger with Kai, uh, Allie decides that Ivy's not worthy of living, let's say, and she poisons her, which I seriously thought she was going to do to Kai every time she made him food. Never happened. But still, uh, Ivy's death scene was really graphic, but I never want to say a character deserves what they get, but the fact that the way her character ended on a note was like, she, after Allie told her plan of revenge against Ivy, Ivy wasn't apologetic or groveling or anything. She was all, "You're not gonna change. You're the same sad person you were." Eh. I just, I couldn't root for Ivy. So yeah, Allie's character, she grew a lot, and she killed people, like, mercilessly. I was shocked. Like, Ivy, okay, I could see, but other people that she kills and has killed, like, that actually surprised me. It didn't make me root for her character anymore. I don't know, I'm not 100% rooting for Allie, let's say, right now. Just because she went down such a dark path to get to where she got. And I think the challenge is always when you go through hard times, I think it's always a question of, are you going to become the monster that you fear? Or are you going to rise above it all by staying who you are? And I feel like Allie didn't stay herself. And I guess to get over her fears, she had to become a monster, which is kind of a... That's just the impression I get. I'm not saying that's 100% what was meant, just... She did become a monster, though. Like, she lied, and she actually goes into politics. She runs for senator, and she's very much like Hillary Clinton, which there was definitely a scary element in that election last year, and you see it with Allie. She's even wearing the red pantsuit, and it's just very reminiscent of Hillary Clinton. But yeah, it's, Allie just... I don't know how to explain this exactly, but it's kind of like, to beat them, you have to become them. That's what I get with Allie's character. So, there was character growth for sure. The best kind of character growth, I'm not so sure. Like I said, I wasn't really rooting for her at the end, but it was, the whole message and everything was so powerful that it impressed me, but I can't really say I would give a thumbs up to Allie. Anyway, one thing I did like, though, that there was definitely a lot of symbolism throughout the whole season. Like, the clown masks had a lot of symbolism. Like, Ivy's mask, she had, like, the front was an elephant, and then the back was a donkey. So, obviously the two parties, which don't go together too well. Let's just say that. But yeah, I liked all of the symbolism. It was really good. And one thing was interesting about Ivy at the end, or no, Allie, sorry. So, if you guys watched all the way to the end, you see that Allie's getting ready for some kind of meeting, and she puts on a green cloak, which is very similar to another character, Phoebe, who she actually killed. I think that was the last episode. So, it's kind of like saying she's kind of going for that Valerie, what was her last name? Salonis, I think. She's kind of going for her, what's the word? A philosophy. Let's call it a philosophy. So, not that she wants to destroy men, but she kind of is along that path of sorts. I can't really explain it. But I find it interesting that she had a green cloak, which and I thought she would be either in a red cloak or a blue cloak, but no, it was green, which kind of stands for third party, and that's who she voted for at the beginning. So in a way, it kind of says that Allie still is the person that she was, at least somewhat. Not entirely, but there's still a part of the old Allie there. But she's a lot stronger than she was, and she's kind of built a wall herself. Just, I don't know how much she would trust anybody, or I don't know. It's there's a lot to discuss with Allie. It could go really deep with all of it. But I definitely liked her character growth, even if I didn't really end up liking Allie at the end. Like I said, it was still a very powerful message, so. Alright, and I wanted to talk about Kai. I just. Like, do you ever have that character that you hate to love, love to hate, that kind of thing? So, he was, I can't even describe it. He was such a terrible person. I didn't even know what he was going for half the time, honestly. You know, sometimes I wonder if Kai even knew what he was going for. Because he went from one thing to another, and I think with cult leaders, they're constantly evolving in their minds. Like, they can't stick to one idea, it just keeps changing, and they keep finding a reasoning for it. And that's definitely what you see with Kai. And we saw throughout the season they showed past cult leaders and how crazy insane their ideas were, and you see what they do to their followers. They make them, they brainwash them practically, and then they kind of make them want to die, whether they realize it or not. Like we saw with Bev, she wanted to die at the end, except thankfully when the FBI came in, she regained her hope. But still, it was... When you see a character like fall so deep to the point where they just want to end it all, so that's definitely what a cult does. It drains you. But Kai just kept... It was like the Energizer Bunny. He just kept going and going and going. And he was ruthless, honestly. Even when he was in prison, like, I actually thought he brainwashed the guard, but it turns out Allie got to her first and paid her and told her to mess with Kai. But in the prison, Kai actually, practically, like, all the prisoners were following him. And it's disturbing to see how much power he has just by talking. And it was just kind of a reminder how it really can happen. And we don't want it to happen because you saw how chaotic it all was for everybody. And it starts making you think, like, is this what politics is? Does anybody ever really stick to an idea and say, this is a good idea, let's go with it? No. They keep changing their ideas. They don't really, they don't always follow through, which you see that a lot with Kai's plans too, which in some cases that was really good that he didn't follow through with them. But it's just so weird to think how all of this connects. And I don't know 100% if that was the intention, but it's what I got out of it, honestly. And like the whole season, I feel like the clown thing got kind of lost, but I still think there was definitely a lot of symbolism with it. Kind of like how it's kind of like how we're constantly let me think. Well, I think to say it's like politics is just kind of a joke sometimes. Not always, but like last year it was like a scary, terrifying joke, honestly. And it still can be. It's just nothing's really... It's kind of like you ask, seriously, is this what's going on in politics? And it's just kind of like the clown symbolism really takes hold of that. It's just also the fact that they were wearing masks and not showing their true selves. It's like you put on a face, you hide who you are, what your intentions are. Like clowns are supposed to be these happy distractions, kind of, except obviously the costumes were disturbing, but I just feel like that was the big symbolism of it. And I actually find it interesting at the end. Like, I keep going back to the very end where Allie's putting on her cloak and getting ready. I find it interesting. She puts on her hood, but she doesn't put a mask on. She, even though she's lied and she does have stuff to hide, she's serious. She's not gonna joke around. She's not kidding. She's definitely serious about what she wants to do. And she has one goal. Kai, he didn't have one goal. He kept going from one thing to another. It was honestly hard to tell what he was going to do next. But Allie, she's actually 10 steps ahead of Kai. And that's how she defeated him in the end. But yeah, it's definitely a lot of symbolism in this season. I felt like there was going to be more with the clowns, but I'm satisfied with what they did. And all of the characters. Like, it was interesting seeing them play some of the Manson characters as well, which, hate seeing those scenes. It was graphic and disturbing to think that that actually happened. Just all of it. But I think they did a great job this season from start to finish. I mean, I was okay with Roanoke last year. I wouldn't say it's my favorite season, but this season, I think it's actually my favorite season. I still want to say Asylum, but I'd say this is like close second. I feel like there were other things I wanted to talk about, but obviously we all have our opinions and excitement about it. But I would say the season was definitely one of their best. I didn't catch any clues for what next season is going to be about. I don't know how anybody ever does. I'm so bad at it. I can find the symbolism for the current season. I can't find the clues for the next one. It's just not my thing. So if you guys have any ideas, I'd like to hear them, either about this season or about next season. I honestly have no idea what it's going to be. Sarah Paulson sounds excited about it from what I read, but don't know if she's going to be in it or not. So yeah, I have a lot more to talk about, but it's just so much that happened this season. A lot of my theories didn't pan out, I'm going to admit that. I think the one thing that panned out was that Ivy was in the cult. That I figured out. I'm surprised that Dr. Vincent wasn't, actually. He was just Kai's brother who put their parents in a room and put baking soda on them. Yeah, that doesn't make him sound too good, but he actually wasn't a part of the cult, which I couldn't believe that, actually. But Allie definitely got her revenge on everybody, and I definitely would say she is the queen bee. We were wondering if there was going to be a queen bee, and there definitely was. And I guess we could say Bev was too. She actually survived, and she's working with Allie, so yeah, I'd say that. And I'm glad Oz is okay. I didn't want anything bad to happen to him, which you never know what they're gonna do. But yeah, he's okay. So yay. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it here. Like I said, I liked the season. I am terrified of the season because I hope none of this comes true. No, it just can't. I had enough stress watching this on television. I can't watch it in the news or in real life. I just don't want to. But yeah, for television, it was really well written, very powerful. Every episode had a message, and just, I commend the writers. And don't know what next season will be. I'm looking forward to American Crime Story, which is about Versace, which is coming out next year in January. I don't know if I'm going to do a video for that, but maybe I will. But yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to more from Ryan Murphy and company. So yeah. All right, I'm going to leave it here. Nobody start a cult, please. It doesn't end well. It really doesn't. And yeah, let's not be Allie, let's not be Kai, let's not be any of the characters from this season. None of them are really role models, particularly. We just need to be good people, stay strong, and just hold on to hope. That's the best thing we can do, and if the season taught us anything, it's that we have to be careful how we react to things. We have to be careful not to lose ourselves, and just have to be good people. Because otherwise the world falls into chaos, and who are we? Who are we as humanity, and what is humanity, really? So, yeah, that's definitely what I'm going to take away from this season. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed the season, hope you enjoyed the video, and I am still coughing. I guess I will see you next season for American Horror Story. And if you guys watch Outlander, check out those videos, which I will drop on occasion. Alright, I will leave you here and have a nice day. Bye.